Alright, in order to remove this console or to lift up, I have to remove these panels at the side. There are 3 panels on both sides. One in front over here. I think in my previous video I showed how to remove. Just have to pry it off. Then there's also another panel. Let me see if I can get to the other side. Okay, I'll just show here. The other panel, which is at the bottom here, the black plastic panel, which looks like this. You just have to pry it off. And then for this panel, you have to remove this one in order to get the access. There's a screw here. There's also another 2 more screws. Yep, so I think there is supposed to be a screw up here, but apparently it's missing, but it's not an issue. For this, you just have to pry off, remove the screw at the back, and then you can remove this whole panel. Later, I think we need to remove the nut over here, which holds the center console. Oh. And at the back, let me get to the other side. There are also nuts at the bottom to be removed. And in order to remove this one, there's a screw that I have already removed, a torque screw, which is held over here. I'll remove this and then just carefully move this back. Remove the 12 volt cable inside. I'm not too sure you can see. I have actually removed it. Just have to use a finger and pull it out. Then slide this whole thing backwards, carefully and slowly. It should come out pretty easy. Like that. So I've removed the cable over here. There's 2 cables to be removed, and then you can access the screw for the panel up here on both sides. So over here I've removed the panels, the 12 volt panel over here. So I'm not too sure whether I need to remove this aircon vent. I think there's screws at the bottom here. It's a bit too dark. Let me get my top. Okay, it's located right below here. And then I also have removed the trim, the back trim over here. Let me get the trim out. Right, I've actually removed the trim on top here, removed 2 top screw at the top. I think it's for this module. Not too sure if I have to remove this also. Let's work out how to remove the rest. Not too sure how to remove this. Later I will explore. And I think there is also a few screws at the bottom here. I have to remove this rubber mat. As you can see, there is 1 screw in front. Let's see how it goes. I will just remove these 4 bolts. I think there's 4 or 6, I can't remember. Let's try to remove them first. Okay, another trim that I have to remove is this one over here. The one over there. Yep. Then you can access one of the screw for this trim over here. I've already removed them over here. There are also quite a number of screws at the bottom. If you can see over here at the bottom, you have to remove quite a number of screws at the back also, and it is both sides. So just now, before I remove this trim, I have also removed the 4 bolts at the bottom here. You see the bolt I've removed. 2 at the back where the aircon vent is, right here. This one over here, you see the hole, 2 holes. I've removed them. And also you have to remove this one. There's another 2 more screws, one over here, the other one on the driver's side. So now after you remove, you can actually do a bit of sliding. There's some things that is preventing the console to be moved backwards. I think it's this. I think over here is I think it's the gear shifter. I don't want to mess this around, so I will remove these trims first and see if I can access the panel without messing around with that. Okay, I figured out how to remove the gear shifter wire. So actually there's a catch over here. It is inserted in this way, so you have to pull out a bit of the this thing, pull out from the catch, the side here, this catch from here, and then try to pry out these sides up like that, and it will use a screwdriver and pull it out. Then you just slide this whole screw-like thing from. Let me see if I can see. You can see it actually goes through here, so you have to slide it out from there, and you can remove this. Then just remove all the cables over here, the one over there, and you can remove this whole console. Let's try to do that. Right, this is the another cable that you have to try to remove. Let me try to remove this first. Okay, when you're removing this center console, just remember to remove all the cables that's connected to the center console, including this one over here. Not too sure what is this, but you just have to pull it out from here. Alright, then you can remove the console easily. I think there's a ground cable somewhere below. Let me try to see. It's actually somewhere below this ground. To remove this ground, you have to remove the carpet, I think it's somewhere hidden in the seat wheel or something like that. So I'll just lower down the seats over here, flip this console onto either the co-driver or the driver's seat, and then we will try to remove the top trim. Okay, after I've moved this up and flip it over, can easily remove some of the screws. So for this module or this trim, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 screws over here you have to remove. Just take note. One here, one here, one here, and the other one over in the middle here. Right, so after I remove this, I will have to try to remove this center trim. See if I can remove this without removing this whole thing. Then I can take out this trim and then access this module. Okay, so next you have to remove 2 screws over here, a row of screws at the bottom, whatever screws that you can see over there and here. And then you just lift the front up. There's a few clips at the back. If you remove this, you can see from underside, you just leave it up. And I think I will just leave it as this, because I can now access the torque screw for this trim from the side. So I just leave it like that, and I remove this glossy black trim. Okay, after we remove 5 screws, 1, 2, 3, I think there's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 over here, and 1 over here. You just need to lift up and pry up over here. There's a catch here. Over here, you just have to lift it up. Then you just lift this up and access the screws at the bottom for this module. The total 5 of them, so I've removed them now. Okay, so basically after you remove this module, it's very easy. 5 screws, lift up, remove the 5 screws, and then fix it back. Then you just fix back the cable, everything back in reverse manner, and I will have a very nice drive mode. Okay, before I fix everything back, I'll just test whether is there any problem with the ignition. Right, now here we go. Yep, it works. No issue with that. Park brake, auto hold. Drive mode is not working at this moment. Later I will try fix it. Some software. So yep, and that's off.